Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. Just a quick reminder, guys, Black Friday special is going to end tonight. Today is Friday, and I'm going to end this midnight tonight. And this is it. Probably not even gonna run any kinds of special anymore in near future. So this is your time. You have two ways to pay for it. You can go on Patreon. It's gonna be in a one-time payment, or you can use the PayPal link to pay for this Black Friday special. And all the details right here, right in my Discord, and you can read it on my X account, and even on YouTube community. There is a post for this special. So time is running out, and most likely I'm not going to run this ever again. This special right here. 575 for premium plus tier. You get all these trade ideas and any help you need anyway to become a better trader, and even a special for this basic tier, which is $315. And nowadays, you know that just not even enough for groceries when you go one time with inflation this high. So time is running out, and if you guys want to join, check out their link down below in the description for Patreon or even PayPal. On Apple stock, it's up 1%, and Apple closing at a brand new all-time high and hitting a brand new all-time high also today. But is this the real deal? Is this is where you go long, or this is where you got to be really careful if this is actually a fake breakout? We have no confirmation, just one day. So I would like to see Apple holding to 37 next week and possibly making a big move up to $242. If that happens, we can stay over to 37. Yes, that is the real deal, and that is the breakout. But look at this. Also, Bollinger Band getting really stretched right here. It's over the Bollinger Band. It needs to come down. We still have this gap at 233. So next week, if this thing cannot hold 237, Apple will definitely come back down to 233.25. That is going to be a level of interest to watch on a pullback, because if that don't hold, you're going to see a drop down to 230, and from there it can go much lower, like 228 to 227, these moving averages and this trend line. And soon as that gives up, you're going to see immediate drop down to 220, and then this gap comes into play, 216.90. But as long as we're over 237, watch out for that next big move to the upside, and that could be another brand new all-time high, and that's going to be 240 plus on Apple. On AMD, it's up 0.69%. So AMD does not want to give up this trend line right here. And so far, again, guys, Wednesday session, it held. And today, got a bit of a bounce, but not over 138. Now, AMD can get over 138 and possibly over 141. These moving averages, especially this white line 20-day moving average, in that case, we might see a move up to 148 on AMD. Now, I'm not going to go too far on AMD, and let's see if we can actually hold this level right here. And that is pretty much here at 133 to 132, lower Bollinger Band and bottom of this channel. Now, if that gives up, yes, it's all over for AMD, and you're going to see a significant drop, possibly down to 125, 122, 118, maybe even 110. On Amazon stock, it's up 1%. So Amazon actually made some move, and today Amazon pulled back down to 204.59. And look at what happened. We got all these moving averages stacked up right here, and especially the 20-day sitting at 204.51. So the support held right here, and then went back up, and looks like we might be filling this gap near 211 early as next week. So that is your upside target if it's going here. And then from there, watch out for possibly a pullback on Amazon, because upper Bollinger Band coming down, so I'm not expecting any big move over 216 next week, or possibly going up to a brand new all-time high, unless there is a big catalyst waiting for the market. Now, after filling this gap, if there is a pullback, And especially if it's not filling this gap, even on a pullback, we need to hold 205 to 204 right here, to be exact 204.51, these moving averages and the 20-day moving average. Soon as that gives up, you're going to see a drop down to 200, and we all know that this support needs to hold, otherwise you're going to see 195 on Amazon. Google stock going absolutely flat on the day, so nothing big, came down to 168, went back up and holding 170, which is the good news here on Google stock with low volume today. If there is some volume on next week and especially Monday's session, and it can hold 170, we might see a move up to 176 on Google. Now under 170, this thing can pull back all the way down to this gap 165, and that's gonna be a level of interest, a level of support to watch on a pullback. If this thing gives up 165 on a pullback, then watch out for 162 and then 159, this gap down here on Google. So Netflix going up also 1%, and pullback is over and it's done. And actually, as a matter of fact, on Wednesday's session, I actually bought three contracts right here, 900 calls. And unfortunately, I sold the same day, end of the day, because this thing went back up and finishing the day in the green from, what was it? I got in at 861, it came down to 858, and finishing the day at 877, and that's where I sold. And now today, look at this move, 892. So that is how, this thing can make a big move to the upside. And why I bought, well, if you look at my screen, off of this 13-day moving average, and that is why I got in. But three contracts, not much money. I think it was like 1,500. And now, I mean, that could have been even more, like maybe been 3 grand today. Huge, huge move, 892. So that is why one good trade, if you can wait. And some people, they don't want to wait. If they see no trade, there is nothing going on, they'll just force a trade, get into something and lose money. That is the worst part about trading, especially people that don't know what they're doing in the market. Now, Netflix over this 5-day moving average. So now we have support at 880, 862, and 842. As long as it's over 880, watch out, possibly going back up to 900, and then maybe been another brand new all-time high, hitting 908 and going over that should take Netflix up to 930. On Meta, it's up 0.90%. So Meta came back again today, 566. And if you look at my screen, right off of this 5-day moving average, we got the bounce and now it's over right here, at least holding near 575 50-day moving average. So as long as it's right here at 574, 575, it's bullish for a move up to 600. Now, if this thing gives up, this support right here, 575, and gets under this level, I would say 567. If it goes under that level, we might see that flush easily down to 558, 551, 545 to close this gap down here. We did close this gap right up here, but now we got two gaps down here. And if we're not going up, at some point, we might see that pullback down to this gap at least, near 545 on Meta. On Microsoft, it's absolutely flat on the day, but could have been even worse right here on Microsoft. This thing got under 420 and then came back up and closing the day pretty much at break even. So that tells me that 420 is holding. What is the next move here on Microsoft? And I think we might be going up to close this gap 432. So as long as it's over 420, I'm not saying, stay bullish on it, but there is a trade up to 432 that's possible. Now, if this thing gets under 420, in that case, we might be coming back down to 413, and under that level this trend line will also give up. In that case, we might see a drop down to this lower Bollinger Band 407.57 and then even 400. On Tesla stock, it's up 3.69%. So this was fantastic. Picked up on Wednesday's session right here, guys. Right here at 328. Not near the lows, but $2 just below or above, near the lows, which was like what, 326. 328 got in, sold half of it on Wednesday because this thing bounced, I think, $5, $6 and capped, a couple contracts. And today, I mean, look at the explosion here. And this was fantastic because it was the next week, next Friday, December 6th, and this thing paid today. And now it's over all the moving averages again. 341.49 is holding over all these moving averages. So Tesla, just when you think it's done, and I was really, looking at this gap fill reversal here when I took the trade, but looks like bulls were really strong, and They did not want Tesla to come down and close this gap. They wanted to buy the dip before that, and they did. And even myself did the same thing, and this thing went back up. So now, when I pull back 341.49, I would say 342. Your line in the sand. Underneath that level, we also have support at 336 and then 330, and then this gap right here, 324.68. Now to the upside, if this thing can clear right here, I would say around at 347 to 348. Over that, we might see 362 again. And look at this Bollinger Band expanded up to almost 387, 390, I would say. So if this thing wants to go, it can go. And Monday is the day where this thing usually runs a lot. So watch out. Tesla definitely on my radar. I don't have any position right now, but I'm looking for maybe an opportunity if there is one Monday to play this back up to the upside, unless there is some catalyst, bad catalyst, some news or some downgrades, then I'm not gonna play this. But Tesla looks like it wants to move again and possibly get up to maybe 390 to 400 very soon. On Nvidia stock, it's up 2.15%. So Nvidia, after getting that big sell-off for almost 5 days, finally getting that big bounce today, and now it's over 136. So is this the bottom, or this is just a dead cat bounce? I think we'll find out next week. If this thing can hold 136, we might see a move up to 140 and maybe even 144, and then going back up to all-time highs again. Now, if this is actually a dead cat bounce, and if this thing cannot hold right here at 136 going into next week, then you're going to see a drop back down to 130 and possibly down to even 126. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.